Sir Charles Spencer Chaplin, or Charlie to his friends, suffered from a very odd and rare form of multiple personality disorder. At times he was the tramp, for whom the world was one long comedic sketch. Objects morphed into hilarious props, simple tasks became vaudeville ordeals, and exquisite sight gags were around every corner. However, as his career slowly progressed, Charlie grew into Charles, the communist filmmaker, who would rival the Titan propagandists of the Soviet Union. Welcome to Sight Unsound. Charlie first appeared as the tramp in Kid auto races at Venice. Chaplin seems lost on the course, moving from left to right in front of the camera that's trying to film the races behind him. It's the first time that Chaplin is trying to position himself in the national conscience. In the short, Chaplin forces the viewer to notice him, shoehorning his way into what we're meant to believe is a broadcast of the event. This obviously gives us many opportunities to see near misses and heavy-handed racing action, moving the man with the funny walk, bowler hat and cane out of the way with hilarious consequences. Similar short films followed, dictated by the market of the day and the technology on offer to filmmakers at the time. Chaplin simply seemed to be following in the footsteps of other, already established comics, such as Buster Keaton and Harold Lloyd. He was destined to be the slapstick star of the multiplex. Although, in 1919 this changed when Chaplin formed his own distribution company, United Artists, which gave him complete control of his films. Not only a shrewd business move, but one that gives credence to the idea that Chaplin is an auteur. The material he produces contains his own voice, thoughts and beliefs. He was widely known to write, direct, produce, edit, star in and compose the music for his films. There was little in any production that he did not have a hand in. One of the first productions from Chaplin's new company was The Gold Rush, a feature that sent the tramp to the Klondike Gold Rush. Critic Jeffrey McNabb has called it an epic comedy out of grim subject matter. We see our hero surrounded by crushing poverty. In one scene, he is forced to eat his own shoe out of hunger. Despite this, Chaplin seems to look at poverty through a nostalgic lens. We see the tramp on the hero's journey that will ultimately see the underdog striving against the odds and receiving his reward for sticking at the hardship he faces. Although highlighting the issues of poverty, they are never really addressed in the film, with Chaplin still insisting that the narrative must serve the jokes rather than the other way round. The message of the film, if one was even intended, is lost amongst the laughs. Chaplin's next film, however, begins to go deeper into his own political beliefs. City Lights has a scene where a well-dressed man and woman unveil a new statue in the middle of a town. Their speech is mimicked by a kazoo, showing the banal nature of the platitudes they're heaping upon the tribute to an unnamed dignitary. Upon dropping the sheet to reveal what the crowd have been waiting for, we instead see Chaplin curled up asleep on the knees of the marble structure. The crowd is incensed with the homeless man for spoiling their view. As the underclass, the tramp sullies their view of a perfect world, and rather than being understood and assisted, he is chastised for existing. As Marxist philosopher Slavoj Žižek states, Chaplin distorts the upper class's view of the world, and the tramp accepts this and tries to escape, doffing his hat in deference to them. However, he is held in the situation, unable to make a clean escape, and is now trapped in their view, forcing them to begin to recognise him as an issue. The reason for the tramp's continued poverty in City Lights is his need to help pay for an operation that will restore the sight of a young flower girl, who is the romantic interest in the film. At the end of City Lights, we are left with a tantalising open-ended moment where the flower girl first casts her newfound vision across the tramp. He has been hiding from her since she regained her sight because he is distressed at what she might think of him should she actually see him as the poverty-stricken man. Chaplin resisted the use of sound in this film, despite the technology being available to him to do so. In this, we might see an anxiety that Chaplin had about the voice in his work, both literal and metaphorical. Would it be that people wouldn't want to hear what he had to say and would judge him negatively for it? We wouldn't have to wait long to discover. His next feature, Modern Times, was similarly absent of dialogue, but continued to build upon the political nature of his work. In July 1932, after travelling for 16 months around the world, Chaplin confessed, "I was confused and without plan, restless and conscious of an extreme loneliness." During his travels, he met several prominent thinkers of the time, especially in Europe where Marxism was much discussed, and he became increasingly worried about world affairs. Chaplin seemed to take a particular interest in the struggles of the common man in America and feared that increased machinery in the workplace would increase unemployment. Out of these concerns, Modern Times was born, and Charlie started to morph into Charles. We'll explore more of this transition next time round on Sight and Sound. So, what do you guys think about Charlie Chaplin's early work? At the beginning, was the tramp just a little man who bumbled through comic set pieces? Or was there more behind the funny walk, swinging cane and bowler hat? Drop us a comment below with your ideas, and remember, if you like this video, you know what to do. Plus, if you want to see more Sight and Sound, you can hit that subscribe button just over there. Can we do that one more time, or have you not got time? Yeah, cheers, man.